Hello, good morning everyone. We're talking about goals. It's the middle of the week, so you've either probably one or two places. You're either absolutely winning, and this is like a win Wednesday, everything's amazing, and you're like cooking on gas, or you've already given up. In fact, you might have just given up like Monday afternoon. So either way, you can claw it back, you can make it better, even better. Okay. One thing that I've been discussing a lot, because literally today is the last day of the Goal Setting Bootcamp. So if you go on the website now to buy a goal setting kit, you will find that it is a waitlist to join. I've also put that in the title of this. But I wanted to share with you some of the things that lots of people have learned through the Goal Setting Bootcamp, but I want to give you guys a little sneak peek. So I'm going to use some of the slides that I learned, that I used on our session, and just talk to you a little bit about it. Say hi, let me know where you're logging in from. And I'm also going to do a giveaway. Ooh, an actual free giveaway. You can pick any one of the planners. If you haven't seen them before, I don't know if they're all going to fall now. You can pick one of the giraffe print. These are pretty popular. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite. You've got, oh look, M's planner. I've changed my mind though, and I've gone with the black leopard now. So beige giraffe, black giraffe, or pink giraffe. And then we go on to the leopard print designs. So we've got beige, black, and pink, and they're all stunning and they're all really hard to pick from. So tag in your friends right now. They don't have to be in network marketing. We have general planners, which are actually our best sellers. And we have network marketing planners. It is up to you. So I will pick somebody. Hey, Ingvild. I will pick somebody to, I like a leopard too. I will pick somebody to win one of those that comments on this live. And also like tag away. And if you get some value out of this, share it, because I think this is things that people need to know. Listen, I was absolutely rubbish at setting goals. Rubbish. My opinion was, what's the point in setting goals when I used to be a police officer earning £1,600 a month? What's the point in setting a goal to take my kids to Disney, or, I don't know, fly business class to New York and have an amazing Home Alone Christmas there? What was the point in setting goals like that when I was capped? I was earning £1,600 a month. So was my husband in the police. What was the point? As soon as I learned to start setting goals, everything changed. I found that opportunity came my way a little bit more. I was more open-minded to see it. Everything changed. We hold on to myths that they're myths for a reason. Like, they don't actually exist. They just kind of exist in our minds. And that's a scary place for a lot of people to be, right? In our heads. You're like, yeah, you don't want to be in my head right now. Okay, I'm just trying to find the slides. I did just have them up and now they've gone, but I got them. And I'm going to share with you a few myths, because I would imagine you're going to be like, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. So yeah, it is perfectly normal to be living kind of like life on a set of myths that don't really exist. Any of you willing to share what your opinions are about goal setting? If you're on the Goal Setting Bootcamp, you're going to be totally different to everyone else, by the way. I love you, Law. Okay, so let me know like what your opinions are about goal setting. You can just do one word if you like if you find it difficult or hard, or like easy or amazing, or like it's a must, or whatever you feel about it. Let me know, because I find it fascinating, like the things that people kind of hold on to, the things that people think about certain things, which stops them actually achieving what it is that they're meant to achieve. And I still can't find my slides. This is brilliant. Hold on. I'll just talk about them if I can't find them. It's no biggie. And you guys will forgive me, right? Okay. I thought it was that one. Saying that, the myths would have been pretty early on, right? Yeah. We've had some pretty massive transformations, by the way, in the boot camp. Like, it's been crazy. I think somebody said, oh, it shouldn't be called a goal setting boot camp. It should be called Change Your Life in 10 Days. Happen to agree with that. Even for me, and I was teaching it, It was just another level, I think, because the guest speakers as well. It was just absolutely incredible. Okay, it's day 2. I dispelled the myths. That makes sense. Really early on. So let me just let me share it with you. I wonder if that would let me do it like that. There. If I exit that screen and then I go on here. So I'm always learning, guys, always learning. Okay, it's really important, this stuff, right? It'll show my other Canva stuff, but you should be okay, right? Seeing that, you don't mind. Let's have a look. I wonder if you can see. Yeah, kind of. Okay, let's talk myths. Right, myth number 1. I got to look for your comments on here, I think. No, I don't. I could probably do that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'll just talk like this. This should be cool. Okay, motivating, scary, emotional. Yes, that's a good thing for goals, really. They kind of should motivate you. They should scare you a little bit, and they should definitely pluck on that emotional side if you want it to really propel you forward. Setting goals increases productivity by 33%. Absolutely. If you're setting the right goals, and I have to like kind of put that out there as a prerequisite, because if you're setting the wrong goals, it can completely and utterly freeze you, and it can make you feel like an absolute failure. And we'll talk about why. So myth 1 is that if you tried it before and it doesn't work, and so therefore there's no point in doing it again. That is not the case. It's not the case. I want to tell you this. It's not the case. So it just means that whatever you've done before wasn't right for you. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe it wasn't the right goal. Maybe you weren't in the right space in your life. Maybe you weren't doing the right daily habits to make it happen. Maybe you just weren't taught the right way. So telling yourself, I've tried it before and it doesn't work, is futile. You're not going to be able to move forwards if you hold that myth as like truth in your head. You have to have the right goals. But most people just think about setting goals in terms of like, oh, what do I want? They don't think like, who do I want to be? Who do I have to become? What do I want to be like? What do I want to live my life like? You know, what do I and how do I have to be? You know, this is so important when we're talking about values. I always talk about having 5 values now that I've been taught by Graham, having 5 values that are like your moral checklist. They are your yes or no checklist, that if you think about doing something, you want to do something, you're inspired to do something, run it past your checklist of values. And if it ticks those boxes, then go ahead and do it. And if it doesn't, have the courage to say no. Like, this is not in line with what I'm doing, or it doesn't sit quite right with me. Like, I don't want to do that, but thank you so much. Like, that's absolutely fine to do. So trying something before is like saying, there was an example that I used actually on the boot camp. Oh yeah, I tried relationships before and they didn't work for me. Imagine that. Like, oh, I tried relationships before and they didn't work for me. But if think of the reality of that, it proves the point of saying like, okay, maybe it was the right goal, the wrong time. The wrong goal, the wrong time, or the wrong goal, but it was the right time, or it was the right time and the wrong goal. Like, there are so many different factors that can come into play as to why maybe you set a goal and you didn't achieve it. Also, like I say, you know, it's knowledge. It's knowing actually how to find out what it is that you set goals, how to find out what it is that's going to motivate you, make you jump out of the bed in the morning and get your stuff done. Until you learn how to do that, you don't really know. And they say, don't they, like, until you know, you just don't know. So myth number 2 is, if I don't reach my goals, then I must be a failure. If I don't reach my goals, then I must be a failure. Listen, life is about failing, right? Falling down 7 times, getting up 8. It's about failing, learning, and growing. Failing, learning, and growing. But if you see failure as something that's like really, really negative, then you're never going to push past the failure in order to get to the success. So it's people that train for the Olympics, people who do extraordinary things, like Edison with a light bulb, failed technically 10,000 times. He failed. And then the 10,001 time, he got it. But no one said, like, don't use electric because that guy's a failure. And nobody did. They were like, wow, this guy's amazing. How resilient was he that, you know, he knew he was onto something and he stuck with it. So don't fall into that trap of feeling like I'm a failure, so I shouldn't bother anymore with it. That's absolutely not how it works. Life, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, will see your efforts, will see your resilience. You will grow in confidence by overcoming failures, challenges, and by stepping up to the next level. Absolutely you will. But you have to keep going. You have to not see failure as something that's like so negative that it stops you in your track. Because the reality is you're not a failure. You're absolutely not a failure. And we heard from Charlotte Pridmore this week. She's the founder of All Woman. And she was explaining that even when we do things that maybe we're not proud of, maybe we make a bad choice, maybe we just behave in a way that wasn't really us. That is a behavior. That is a thing. It's not who you are. So, you know, when some people behave really out of character and you're like, wow, like that's really not like them. I just don't get it. Then thinking along those lines, you would forgive them. You'd just be like, well, you know, they had some stuff going on and that's cool. If you're like a good person, you'll just be like, yeah, well, that is what it is, kind of thing. But you wouldn't think like, what a failure, what an absolute failure. You can just acknowledge that if you've done something in your past that didn't feel great, wasn't in line with who you are, maybe you didn't succeed at it, it's not because you're the failure. It's for a lot of other factors that are to do with it. Sometimes we do need to like just be really honest with ourselves, own it, be like, totally my fault. But you learn. You don't look at yourself as a failure. You didn't stop climbing that tree when you fell down as a kid. Unless you were my brother. It's true. You just get back on the bike, get back on the horse. You just have to keep going. And if you don't, you'll find that it won't really serve you in the future. Myth 3 is I don't need to write down my goals. This is absolute nonsense. I promise. There is something in committing something to paper and not just like one of those like simple tasks of, oh yeah, I'll just write it down. No, there's something about planning it out, working it out, finding out what you want, it being in line with your morals and your values and your vision of the future and what that holds. When you write it down, when you commit it to paper, when you say with intention, like, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to achieve it, this is who I'm going to become to achieve it, and this is what I need to do right now, the first step right now, what I need to do is this, this, and this. That's putting it into play. It's pressing play and be like, okay, let's start this goal. Let's start this journey to getting what it is that I want or I need. So you do need to write down your goals. And people are like, do I need to have a goal board? Like, it's so embarrassing. Why do you have a goal board? No, you don't. But I find it very motivating. It's proven that if you look at your goals, you can envision yourself already achieving those goals. Then that is way more powerful than just thinking about them. You have so much going through your head every single day that keeping the image of your goals right at the forefront is probably not going to happen. Let's be realistic. And so it's important to me that you understand that if you're putting something down and you're looking at it every day and you go about your day with intention of getting closer to those goals and you know who you have to be that day and what you have to become in the future in order to achieve all of them, then the world's your oyster. If you missed our Goal Setting Bootcamp and you'd like to be a part of it on the next one, I haven't launched when, but you can join the waitlist. You just click on the link in the title and you can join the waitlist. And maybe you'll become a boot camper as well in the near future and get that change your life experience that loads of people have experienced while doing the Goal Setting Bootcamp. So it's been wonderful sharing these with you. Don't let these myths stop you from going forward. Go ahead, make it happen today and have a great one. I will see you guys tomorrow.